Oh, welcome. Caught me just at the right time. I wanted to see if I can get my second pair of glasses. Somebody told me if I want to have twice the thoughts, I'd have to have 2 pairs of glasses. So there we are. Got it from BMO. I'm getting ready to paint. I've got my mouse, got my little pig, and I've got a piece of paper. A couple of pieces of paper. Now what I was thinking right now, okay, is, hey, wait a second. For all of you who haven't spoken to me in a year, I think I changed my phone number 2 or 3 times. Why? Running away from the bill? Oh, really? Not really running away from the bill, but the contract's no good. I was listening, okay, to Pat Buchanan, and I was listening to a couple of ball players and football players and soccer players and hockey players. The minute it doesn't, do it for him, they just say, hey, I ain't playing. You're going to have to change your contract. Well, the same for me. And if you don't want to change your contract, well, then goodbye. And you're happy that you got my service in the 100 or 200. It's not what you didn't get. It's what you got. Because what you got, I no longer have. Well, what you didn't get is what I have, and now I can succeed and advance in my life. Things I want to say, I always like to have 4 or 5 bottles of Javel in the house. Because I have cats, and it's easier to clean with Javel and Ajax. But think of it as something else. At the same time, I keep telling you about number 47. Well, half of 47 is 2, 3, and 5. 23.5, 2, 3, and 5. Do you want me to show you what it looks like? 2, 3, and 5. 2, 3. There you go. 2, 3, and 5. Wait a second. 2, 3, and 5. That adds up to 10. How come I only got 7? Because of the design. My ball's in the wrong spot. But that's okay. It couldn't balance on my nose, so it rolled off to one side or the other side. You understand? We're tilted to this side or that side because you can't stay in the middle. It'll wobble. We will wobble and we'll all fall down, but the earth will stay the same. It can wobble all its life, but we can't. So in order to stop wobbling, they put in something called gravity. And then they put a tension on it. A tension, a 10, and a shun is a lock. Because if you tie yourself down this way, like the cross on my back, you understand? Number 14 is the cross on your back because of the X and the plus sign. You have to understand in the Excel game where you can put the numbers and how can you connect the lines together. You can't just do this because you're offline. The other thing I want to tell you is always have spray paint in the house in case you have to cover some rust, lemon, things that are pooty. The other thing I want to mention is 47 goes to 23.5, which is a tilt of the earth. 23.5, 25, 26.5. The total, is it? 23.5, 26.5. Bingo, 3. You figured it out. It's left, right, or center, and that also hits you on the 3. But there's nothing in the center. But without space, watch this. If there was no space, would it be possible for me to take my hand and put it on the can of paint? No, it would not be possible. Because there's no space, that means something else is taking up the space. But at the same time, you see nothing taking up the space. When you put your hand there, you have taken whatever space and air that is there and has moved aside, just for you. Other thing we got to remember is letters and designs. This is a C. Can it be a clamp or a C clamp? Or how about a clamp? Pet. Clamp the pets. The trumpets or the pets. Clampets. Jed. Jedi. Clamp the Jedis of who we are. This and I, that and I. There's got to be more than one I. Just like there's a 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, 1, and 1. There's 3 basic ones. 1 which fits with 0. 1 which fits with 2. 1 which fits with 3, with 4, with 5, with 6, with 7, with 8, with 9, with 10. But the only real ones that there are the originals. And here's how it goes. 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. 19, 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 28, 2 plus 8. And 28 is very funny because the moon comes out. Why don't we put our hands on the piano? By the time we reach the center C of our left hand, we've reached the 24th key. And to the right of us is 28. That totals 52. 24 is the cat. CAT, Communication Meow Angel Transmission. In the dog pound, dog, DOG, 50, cat, 24. On the other side is 28, 28th of February. But if you went on the 28th of February, on the 28th key of piano, and you moved it one to the left, you'd be on top of the other hand, and you create X-Man. You're back to C, but it's 29 over. Now it becomes the 29th of February. Center C falls on the 29th of February from the right side going left, so the numbers will change in the expression, but they're in the actual same spot. In all actuality, what you would say is 2, 3, and 4, because everything is high on center. 2, 3, and 4, piano. If both your hands were on the center C, you'd have 29 and 24, 53. 5 times 3, 5 plus 3 is 6 and 5. And eventually you create the Monopoly board, going all the way around the Monopoly board, and 5 and 6 for the wolf, or the white wolf. Funny thing about the white wolf, when it's a cue ball, you just hit it and it goes wherever it goes. It's not against you, it's not for you. The white and all the pool balls are not for you or against you. They're just showing off the color. So white takes no place. No place. It just says, I'm free. The other thing I wanted to say, I did go 23 and a half, right? And then half of 23 and a half with number 47 is 11.75. 117, okay, is actually 13. Is it 13 times 9 equals 117? And you're always going to have the half because you're actually half of who you are. The other one can't present other than saying, I'm with him. So you get 11.75. Then half of 11.75 is 5.53875. 3 times 8 will be 11. 3 plus 8 is 24 equals to 35 from the original 235, because we've extended the numbers from one world spoken to now talking about the 3 areas. We're not talking about 2 dice, A to L. 1 and 12 is 13. And that's how we end up with 13. We grab 1 over to 13. 1 and 3 is 4. Plus 1 is 1. We have 4 and 1. The Mediterranean Monopoly. All the way around, back to the Med. Then multiply it by the 5 by 5 by 5 by 5 train, 625. Times 41 is 25,625. I think the Mayan said that, oh, they got a lot of fun things in there. They show numbers and positions. And once you got numbers and positions, well, let's go to the casino and break the law. Let's just look at the games and not play at all, because I can play them all in here and recreate the creation of what took place before, because they put it in a game. They have to put it somewhere. What do you want to do? Everything you do now, forget about it. Don't remember. But if you have to do it tomorrow, your boss is going to say, hey, you don't remember? You understand what I'm saying? We all remember something, or just a little bit. Or we enhance the situation if we know nothing at all, to have somebody work harder, bring out something. See, we become bigger within ourselves. So now that I did that, the video that I did not do, I didn't say anything. Jed Clampett, Jethro Tull, Jethro Bodine, Granny, and the triple decker Moonshine. Does the moon glow or does the moon shine? What did the Jedi, Clampett, and Ellie Mae? They're all talking about the Mayans. Black gold. The negative of any power and the copper that runs is the black gold that transfers over the energy for the spirit connect. What I think is as a punishment that we're working in is you must watch out for your vitamin C and vitamin D. You need reality in this. You need reality somehow. They're distorting us through the vitamins, okay, because they're not real vitamins. They're not the original vitamins. They weren't made on a level that we can sustain the spirit element, because spirit is a mental thought. And unless you clear your mind and believe and go, you'll never get there. You just won't. You'll just believe, and sometimes you'll cry and you won't know why, and it's because your mind has always been trying to go back there. And that's why there's so many people coming up with so many of these mental disorders, because they've been blocking us over time. Time has worked against us. Don't you think God is smarter than that to make us all perfect? We can ruin our own lives if we want, he said, but our lives were ruined at birth. Jethro Tull, Ellie Mae. El is a wing. Eli is a bed, a wing and a bed in the month of May. 5 times 5 times 5 is May 5th of 2005, which is another scenario. Do you remember 47? Michael Jackson says it. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and the number 41 times 3 is 1, 2, 3. A and D, add them up, equals 10 God, the J God. The J God, do you understand? The one who lets your mind float. What do you think? God wants you to stress out here all your life? So let me get back to the element I was speaking. Michael Jackson, ABC 1, 2, 3. Jackson 5s, J 5. Corner to train track, corner to train track, corner to train track, corner to train track. 10, 5. 40 for the corners and 20 for the train tracks. Make the 60-second clock in an hour because we're running on the time of the trains. What time will the train be here? Training camp begins in April. Training camp begins in September. Training camp is just about at the end of August. It's training camp time. So Michael Jackson, 1, 2, 3, ABC. 1, 2, and 3 happens to be 3, 2, and 1, which equals to 4, 4, and 4. But if we bring it into the 10 world and we equalize the sides, 1 and 9 is 10, 2 and 8 is 10, 3 and 7 is 10, 4 and 6 is 10, 40, 40, 40. So we're going to equalize the sides now. Let me see if I can remember what I was thinking. Michael Jackson, equalizing the sides. 47, go is 1, Oriental is 7, just after reading, which is 6, but it's 5 on the first throw of the dice. I'm supposed to even this out now. I had to take that off to think a little bit different. What am I doing? Why am I evening it out? Michael Jackson, 1, 2, 3, yes. 3 times the 41, okay, which brings you to the Mediterranean. When you dice the game, that's where you end up. That's what ends the game. That's the last one you're at. Then you go to 42 and 43, and if you do that, you end up on the Baltic, and 43 is hot, cold, Jesus Christ, Barack Obama. That's right now. 41 times 625, or 6.25. Do you remember how it works? The 25th of the year? 26, 27, 28, 9, 30. 26, 27, 28, 9, 30, 31. But it's 6.25 days. The end of the year after the Christ's birthday. 6.25 days. 6.25 times 41 is 25,625. The missing moon, because we're not allowed to see it because it's constantly attached to us, but we can't live it because we would change the time that they hold us to. That's a bad explanation, but that's okay. So now we have the time. We have Michael Jackson, number 5. Why by number 5? Let's do something else. 5 times 41 is 205, or 20.5. 4 times 5 is 20 of 0.5, because the area where 20 comes out, okay, is 0.5. 5, 10, 15, 20. The train tracks, okay, the 625, it takes 125 times 5 to equal the 625. Well, that's good. The 25 is the quarter, the 625. If you multiply it instead of by 5, why don't you do it by 41? Because the way we got the 5 was 4 plus 1 is 5. Will equal again to the Mayan number. Now, I know it was a little confusing in that. We have Ellie Mae Clampett, which stands for the Mayan again. There's a lot of little things that I wrote down. Oh, yes. Do you know what I'm coming back to do? I just talked about the C clamp. Because certain letters, as a C, it can clamp another letter into it, saying, I am the space on this side, I am the space on this side, and I trap you by closing you in. But there's full of space inside. You can move around all you want, but you can't get out to the other side. The other thing I'm going to be working on is these letters. because there's a whole story in these letters right here. C-H-I-N-Z. If you want to go, you can go Chino. Okay? China, Chino. There's something hidden somewhere in the Baltic. I think somebody's quiet. There's too many people that live out there. There's something going on more than what we think. I guess they thought, like in the old family down in Asia, make a lot of babies and they can work for you. And they'll make a lot of babies until eventually there's no one to work for and there's too many. But anyways, Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. I saw some stuff yesterday on this crop circle, and it was a little bit turned on an angle, and it looks like it was an hourglass running out. But at the same time, if you look, there was monkeys all over it. There's always monkeys somewhere. There's a lot of things going on, and an hourglass doesn't have to be an hourglass. If you ever take a look, it can be a flower pot, okay? And it's on the picture cards, the male picture cards, along with the plants. And here's Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. 3 things I follow in my life. I like to look at these cards, but they were made in peace. And the last one is this. You notice they put the zebra on the front? Okay? The Grand Concours, 1500, what you get in your Monopoly game. The park is the safari, and you can save on your long distance calls. And you see they put it up to a pig, 1010 710. Well, if you want to know what that exactly means, I couldn't tell you. I could tell you, but I can't. But what it does say, it says, let live summer. Because I have a funny feeling that our angle in summer, okay, for Matrix spirit and the machine, how it works, our rotation, I mean, it seems like everything should be perfect, but we need to get that energy from outside, and if we're not getting it, then it's not perfect. We may be perfect, but that energy is not coming. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Happy birthday to me, and happy birthday to Ace Green. You're 50 years old. From 38 to 50, that's 12 years. You know what I'm talking about. 1192. I could be off, I could be wrong, but that's okay. Excuse me for it. It is what it is, but I mean no harm. Brotherly love, my friend. All the brotherly love. L-A-C-A, it's all the same thing in numerology. Did you know that? C-A is 3-1. It says ace. A-C-E, okay, is the first, third, and fifth letter. It equals to the 9. 5 times 3 is 15, is your egg. 15 and 9 is 24, which is X of who you are. It makes P-I, what did I say? P-I-X. I guess that's why they call it Pixar, right? Because the AR is the angel resident spirit of Saturn, right? And the 2 moons of Mars. The other thing I wanted to mention, now that we did 47, 74, 5, 14, 23, 32 equals 74, comes right off the grid of the roulette table. Now there was a couple of more things I could have said, but I forgot because I explained it a little bit more. I had to trim my mustache for the little party tonight. Yeah, we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to be working on H and I, and I'm going to explain to you how the H and how the I in numbers and in shape design will tell you how come and how they come together and what it means. And I ain't going to do anything but explain to you the definitions of what you already know. Just a little confusing. Part-time, half-time, all the time, no time. Thank you very much for watching. 7286 on October 4th of the year 2013. It is a Friday. It is my birthday. There's no feeling down and no energy lost. As long as I do the right thing, I shall bring fate into my life. And it will fall in the future upon time that I will live it. But if I destroy the ways of which I am and what I do, then when fate comes to become the reality of truth, it is only what I caused. And I'd like to thank you for watching. The radio show I was on last year, what was it, Not Freedomizer Radio, down in Vermont. Thank you guys very much. It was very, very nice. And I'll tell you one thing, if a radio station called me up right now, I'd probably faint. I'm not used to the public eye. Thank you for watching.